Very easy. Apply under your arms. Apply under your arms. Tip: teachers like when you don't have missing assignments or late assignments. When you walk into the middle school doors on the first day, you don't need to be looking for a boyfriend. You don't need to be doing all that. Don't go looking for a boyfriend. You're gonna seem desperate. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna be giving you guys some middle school advice. I don't really know the age range of the people who watch my videos, but you know what? Just in case anyone who needs it, I'm gonna be giving them middle school advice. And don't mind if I'm looking down because I have these notes on my phone. And also, I tried to record this video before, but there was too much air circulating through my house, so you couldn't hear what I was saying. Isn't that just great? So yeah, if you watch this video and you find what I'm saying helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, do all that stuff, so then you know when I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's get into these tips. Okay, number one, the first section, we're gonna talk about what to do before school starts. How to prepare for when you walk into the building. When you walk into middle school. How to prepare for that, because there are some steps that you can take to prepare when you go to middle school. So the first thing is to make sure that you have everything on your supply list. Now, I already know every school is different, but if your school provides you with a supply list, basically what that is like, it shows you all the items that you need to buy before school. Make sure that you have everything on your supply list. You really need everything on there: pencils, pens, binders, paper, notebooks, folders. You need all of that stuff, because when it comes time for you to use it in the first coming weeks of school, you don't want to be the only person who's not prepared. So make sure you get everything. The only thing that I wouldn't suggest getting is those 3 boxes of tissue, because you really don't need that. It's just gonna sit in the bottom cabinet in your home. You don't need facial tissue and all that. You don't need that. But everything else, get it. Okay, the next tip for before school starts is to make sure that you get into a good shower routine. Now what this is obviously you should be showering, preferably every day, making sure that you're clean. But most of all, wearing deodorant. Wear deodorant. Wear it. Very easy. Apply under your arms. Apply under your arms. This only costs $2. It's very cheap, very inexpensive. In addition to you taking a shower, use this deodorant because it makes you smell fresh and some odor can build up under your arms. So make sure that you have this, okay? You're not cool if you don't use this. And this goes for everyone, not just middle school students. If you're middle school and up, use deodorant. Trust me. You will smell very good, and no one wants to be around people, especially in a new school, if they don't smell good. Boys or girls, it doesn't matter. Wear deodorant. And the last piece of advice that I want to say for before you go back to school is to make sure that you have an emergency kit. Now this is preferably for girls going into middle school. I don't know if there's a rare chance that boys are watching this video. Yeah, this part isn't for you. But what I mean by an emergency kit is a pouch that you pack your girl things if you're a girl. And you can keep this in your locker or in your gym locker if your school provides you with one. And you can use these items just in case, in the rare event that you need it. And some things that I would suggest packing in there are woman products, extra deodorant just in case you forget to apply this at home, and a hairbrush, hair ties, things like that, just to freshen up at school, just in case you need it. I use this tip and I had it 6th through 8th grade, and yeah, it really helped just in case I needed it. I just kept it in my locker and it really helped some days just in case I needed those products. So yeah, I would recommend using those and getting an emergency kit. Also guys, all of these tips are coming from an incoming freshman. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. Okay, so the next section in this advice video is going to be classes. This is the advice, the tips that you should know when you're in your middle school classes. First tip would be pay attention in class. You don't want to be that person that just talks while the teacher is talking, does all of those things. Because if you do, then when it comes time to take the test on what you're learning, you're not going to know what you're learning because you're just going to be talking and you weren't paying attention. So make sure to pay attention. And yeah, no, you don't want to be in that position where the teacher asks you, what did they just say? And you don't know. So yeah, make sure to pay attention in class. Second piece of advice for classes is to make sure that you do well on your state tests. Now, you should be doing this in every grade, but especially in middle school, because middle school is when they look at your state tests. They look at those things, and they can even tell now if you rush, if you don't take your time on the questions, they can make you retake the whole test again. And no, you don't want to be in that position where you have to like retake the state test and having to redo it again. So make sure that you try your best, especially because I know at my middle school, that can help you get into more advanced classes. So if that seems like something you're interested in, and if you want to look good for your high school in the future, make sure that you try on the state test. Next tip is to try to not have any missing assignments. Now, I didn't fall victim to having any missing assignments, but I know people who did in middle school. They had missing assignments and things like that. So make sure that you don't have missing or late assignments. If it's missing, make sure to complete it. You probably didn't already complete it when it was due, so make sure that you do it as fast as you can. If it's late, you probably just didn't click submit, so make sure that you click submit, because if you're on top of not having late assignments, teachers will automatically like you, because they won't have to go back and grade what everybody else already did, because you were in charge of your work and you knew to turn it in on time. Yeah. Tip, teachers like when you don't have missing assignments or late assignments. Okay, my last tip on classes is to make sure that you take a language. If your school has that as an option, I'm pretty sure most middle schools do. Yeah, make sure to take a language. I took Spanish for 3 years, and yeah, including elementary school. So yeah, when I took it in middle school, it was a great experience because number one, you meet new friends because you're all trying to learn the language, and two, when you try to apply for a job in the future, even though that's a long way away and you don't need to worry about that right now, jobs want people who are bilingual, people who can speak multiple languages. So you might as well have that advantage in life right now and learning it right now, so then you won't miss out on other opportunities just because you didn't learn a language. Okay, the next section that I have in this middle school advice is friendships. But the first tip is to realize that everyone is new in middle school. Everyone comes from different elementary schools, and everyone is trying to come together to make new friends. Don't feel awkward or don't feel nervous or anything, because everyone else, 9 times out of 10, feels the same way that you do. And they're all waiting for someone to go up and talk to them. So don't think that you're in it alone. Don't think that you're the only one who doesn't have friends, because most of the time people who already have friends, they're looking for new friends. And yeah, just be nice to people. Okay, second tip is 9 times out of 10, you won't keep the same friends that you had in elementary school. It doesn't have to be like a whole beef thing where it's like you like have a fight and you break up. Sometimes it can just be natural. It can just be like two people, they like different things, they have different interests, so then they just move apart. Like that's happened to me so many times. It doesn't just have to be drama, but just understand you're not gonna enter middle school with the same people that you came with. Okay, my next piece of advice is how to make friends. So yeah, one way that I did this is complimenting people. It's really easy. If you like someone's shoes or you like their pants, just preferably just tell them on the first day of school, so then you can seem nice, and so then you can seem like you care about them. And yeah, then after that you can ask them their name, and then you can just start talking and you can possibly become friends. But the thing with this is to not compliment someone when you actually don't like something that they have. Then that's just being ingenuine, and no, you're just being fake. So only compliment someone and only use this trick if you actually like something that someone has. Okay, this tip doesn't really go with friendships, but still. The next tip is to don't laugh at everything. Like, if a boy makes a joke and no one else laughs, don't be the person who just laughs because you want attention. People are gonna think that you're just laughing for attention. And yeah, only laugh at a joke when something's actually funny. Don't just laugh just to laugh, because people can make assumptions about you and then people can think that you're trying to get attention. Okay, this next section is about drama. And yeah, there's a lot of drama in middle school. The first tip is to not talk behind your friend's back. Don't talk behind your friend's back. Just don't. If you do that and you tell your other friend about your other friend and what you don't like about what she's doing and all of that, the other person that's your friend that you told that person about, the person that you've told about your other friend, they can go back and they can tell that person. And it may feel good in the moment just to talk about someone, but in reality it doesn't, which leads me into my second tip. Always watch who you tell stuff to. Always make sure that you know that the person is trustworthy, because I already know in middle school there are a lot of instances where people say something and then they go back and tell the other person, and then it becomes a huge mess between the group. Okay, the last tip for drama, because I want to keep it short, is don't tell other people when you hear people talking about someone or when you hear someone talking about something, because the thing that they're talking about cannot be true, and then people can call you a rumor spreader. Now, I haven't really heard people in middle school do this, but I just know, just don't go back. And if you hear someone talking about something, don't go back and tell your friends, and then they'll tell their friends and all of that, because then eventually it will go back on you, and then you'll be called a rumor spreader. And no, you don't want to be telling information, even if it is true. Don't go back and tell other people their business, because always just watch what you say, because you never know who in the class is listening to what you're saying, and then they can go back and tell the person that you're talking about, and then it could be just a whole big thing. So yeah, my advice is just don't gossip and just take into account everything else that I said. Okay, this next section is about boys, and yeah, there's a lot about this topic, but I'm kind of just gonna shorten it. The first tip is just know that you don't need a relationship. When you walk into the middle school doors on the first day, you don't need to be looking for a boyfriend. You don't need to be doing all that. Don't go looking for a boyfriend. You're gonna seem desperate and all of that, and people can just see that from your energy. I survived middle school all 3 years without having a boyfriend. You don't need a boyfriend. It's really not that serious. Don't break your neck over trying to get a boyfriend, especially in 6th grade, because it's just not worth it, because it's gonna just keep you off focus. But if you do go on the path of dating, make sure that the boy pursues you first. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you are just chasing a boy and then they don't reciprocate that back, and then people can think that you're desperate and that you're chasing them, and then that can make you seem like you don't have any self-worth if you're just going after boys. If you're meant to date in middle school, it's gonna happen, and most likely the boys should be coming up to the girls. And in my opinion, that's how it should be. Take my advice on that. And that was my next tip about boys. Okay, third tip, in my opinion, just don't focus on boys in middle school. You have so many other things to worry about. Your classes, your grades, how to keep up with your friendships, and maybe other clubs that you're in, you don't have time to focus on boys. I mean, I just wouldn't suggest doing it because that's a mistake that I made. Just focusing on your crushes, just too much, overly obsessive, it can damage you, and yeah, it can take a toll on your mental health. At the end of the day, it's okay to have a little crush, but don't take it that seriously where it's all you think about and that you can't get your work done. Okay, the last tip I have on boys is to just realize that if you do choose to date, that it's not gonna last forever. This boy is not gonna be your husband, okay? That's not how it works. Maybe like 1% of the time, it just doesn't. Because most people in middle school, they start dating for maybe a few days or a week or a few weeks, and then they just break up. I don't know, they just break up. And yeah, you may feel heartbroken, but it's really not that serious. It's just a middle school relationship. You don't have to be doing all that over a little immature boy. Like, come on, you don't have to be doing all that. Just don't do that. At the end of the day, do what you want. But I'm just letting you know it. Don't expect it to last forever, because it's not. Because people, our generation has a short time span. So it's gonna end quickly anyway. But I'm just saying, do what you want. I suggest not to do it. But it's not gonna last. It's just not gonna last. My next section is about peer pressure. And yeah, middle school, there's a lot of peer pressure around. Okay, there's a lot. I fall victim to peer pressure. My other friends have had peer pressure. So let's just talk about it so you guys can understand what it is and how to not do what people who fall into peer pressure do. If you don't know what peer pressure is, basically, that's when your friend or someone that's your age tells you to do something, and because you want to seem cool, you want to seem like a good person, you just do what they're asking you to do, even though you really don't want to do it. So let's talk about things that you can do to not be forced to do things in middle school. Okay, number 1, don't smoke. Please don't smoke. Bro, why did I say it like that? Do not smoke, okay? Do not smoke. Your lungs are just gonna get black, and then you're gonna get addicted, because with these things, there's addictions. And then pretty soon you're gonna be having to live with it every single day. And you don't wanna have to be a victim of smoking, because who wants to just breathe flavored air? Especially vaping either. Do not vape, do not smoke. It does not make you cool. It just doesn't make you cool at all. I don't understand why people do it, but yeah, it thinks that it solves your problems, but smoking does not solve your problems. If someone, one of your friends or someone that you know in middle school asked you to smoke or asked you to try like a vape or something, just don't do it. Just think about what effect it can have on you in the future. Who knows, maybe if you keep doing it for years and years and years, you could end up on a hospital bed, for all I know. Just don't smoke. Just don't smoke at this point. I'm just telling you, don't smoke. Okay, second, don't drink. Don't drink alcohol. I haven't seen anyone really drink alcohol in my middle school. But just don't drink alcohol. It's not worth it. That's another thing that you can get addicted if you do that. Just don't drink alcohol. And especially if you smoke or drink and you post that on your Snapchat story, no, you're even less cool than you were when you started smoking. Like, come on. No one wants to see you smoking and drinking. No one. And if someone asks you to drink or smoke, either of them, don't do it. Just don't do it. No one especially wants to be friends in the long run with someone who's doing that to their body. So if someone tells you to smoke or drink, just say no. Okay, for the next tip, you just hear me saying, just say no, just say no. Well, I'm gonna tell you how to say no. Honestly, saying no, it may seem hard if it's your friend, but honestly, just tell them like, hey, no, I don't want to smoke. Or, hey, no, I don't want to drink. Or just say stuff like, just have an excuse. Just say, oh, I gotta go walk my fish or something. Just say anything to get out of that situation. Just say you have to go walk your fish or do something like that. Because just get out the situation as quick as you can if you don't want to say no. So just don't do these things. Don't do these things at all. The last thing I want to talk about in this middle school advice video is grades. Now, you hear me saying in the beginning of the video, keep track of your grades, focus on your grades. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I mean about that and how to stay on top of your grades. Because in middle school, grades can be tough, and I'm gonna help you guys with that. Number one, try your best on every assignment. Don't be that person that comes into school every day, you were too busy doing whatever, and then you just didn't want to do your work. So now you're just asking the person next to you for answers. You have to do your work for yourself, honestly. So yeah, try your best on every assignment. Cheating and asking for answers is not doing your best at all. So if you want good grades and you want to end up with an A or a B, make sure to just try your best. If your best is a C, just realize that your best is a C and then work to improve it instead of just cheating or doing the other methods just to get better grades. The best way is to just try your best and study and do your work. Okay, I think that was like 2 tips in one, but it doesn't matter. Third thing is don't beat yourself up over your grade. Don't. I did this a lot in 6th grade. If I would get a bad grade on a math test, I would get really upset. Now, it really hurts in the moment when you get a bad grade, but honestly, don't beat yourself up over it. Just realize that you need to do better and move on. Don't just say that you're stupid or dumb just because you didn't get a good grade. Like, not everyone gets A's all the time. Not even the smartest person in the class gets A's all the time. Like, that's just not how it works. You're not gonna be perfect every single time. But don't just do the same results that you did to get the F or the D or the C. Make sure that you study harder next time so you won't get the same grade. Okay, and the last tip for grades and the last middle school advice tip is to go in after school if you need help. Literally, I would do this like all 3 middle school grades. I just ask my teacher if I don't understand something during class. I'd just be like, oh hey, can I stay after school? Or oh hey, can you like help me with this after school? And then 9 times out of 10, because you're taking the change to just, you know, go up to them and just saying, hey, can you help me with this? Then 9 times out of 10, they're gonna stay after school and help you. If not, I know at my middle school, they had like teachers that would stay after school for like an hour just to help with English or math homework. So yeah, take advantage of that because it's free. Teachers are literally staying after school for an hour just to help you. So take advantage of that if your school offers that. If not, just ask your teacher. They would like it better if you ask them to stay in after school than just do bad on the assignment and then use that as an excuse. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about middle school advice. I didn't really even need my notes for the last half. So with that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so you know when I upload a new video. And make sure to let me know in the comments, upcoming middle schoolers, if I did good with this video. I love you guys. Let me know if this video was helpful. Bye!